me, girlie. Stop! Dolly Gallagher, what are you doing in that outfit? And you're a half an hour late, and I demand an explanation of...
Ernestina.
Exactly.
Ernestina, whom I trusted.
She wanted to do the hoochie-coochie.
Well, she always was artistic. Horace, I'm going to have our table moved down front. There's someone in the dance competition I particularly want you to see.
I can't eat a thing. What have you ordered?
What you wanted, a chicken. Now see here, Mrs. Levi, about the
Did you say a chicken? Oh, I don't think I could face a chicken. Not a chicken, not today, not after what's happened.
Good. Cancel that chicken.
And bring a turkey.
What are you doing now?
Nothing, just looking the place over, getting acquainted with the surroundings.
That's the trouble with you, Dolly. Always wanting to know everything. Always putting your nose in other people's affairs. Why, any man who married you would be as nervous as a cat.
What? What's that you're saying?
I said any man who married you would be as nervous as a cat.
Elder, you get that idea right out of your head this minute. I'm surprised you even mentioned such a thing. Understand once and for all that I have no intention of marrying you.
Well, I didn't mean that.
Well, I certainly do. Hope not. Horace Vandergelder, you go your way, and I'll go mine. I'm not some Irene Malloy whose head can be turned by a few chocolate-covered peanuts, unshelled. Why the idea of you even suggesting such a thing?
Now, Mrs. Levi, you misunderstood me.
Well, I certainly do hope not. But if I had any intentions of marrying again, it would be to a far more pleasure-loving man than you. However, we won't discuss it anymore. Here's the waiter with our food. I'll serve Mr. Vandergelder, Rudolph. Here's some white meat for you. And dumplings, lighter than air they are. And giblets. Very tender and very good for you. Now, as I said before, you go your way, and I'll go mine. Start right in on the wine. I think you'll feel better at once. However, since you brought the matter up, there's one more thing I think I ought to say.
I didn't bring up the matter at all.
One more thing I ought to say before we forget all about it. It's true I'm a woman who likes to know everything that's going on, who likes to manage things. But I wouldn't like to manage anything as out of control as your household. You'll have to do that by yourself. I'm helping you.
It is not out of control.
Very well, let's not say another word about it. Have some beets, Horace. They're good.
I don't like beets.
That's good. No, a complaining, quarrelsome, friendless soul like you is no sort of companion for me. You salt your beets, and I'll salt mine.
And will you stop saying that?
I won't say another word.
Good.
Except this. At your age, Horace, you should enjoy hearing the honest truth.
My age, my age. You're always talking about my age.
Well, I don't know what your age is, but I do know that up in Yonkers with bad food and bad temper, you'll double it in 6 months. Have some more beets, Horace. They're good.
I don't like beets. I hate beets.
That's nice. Now dig right in. Yes, the pleasure of it is you could be a perfectly charming, witty, amiable man if you wanted to.
I don't want to be charming.
But you are. Look at you now. You can't hide it. Now sit down, Horace, and let's talk of something else. But before we change the subject, there's one more thing I am going to say.
I don't want to hear it. And you're wasting your time, Dolly Levi. I will not ask you to marry me.
I suppose that means you want me to ask you. Ah, well, I'm sorry, Horace. I'm turning you down.
How can you turn me down when I haven't asked you anything yet?
It's no use arguing. I've made up your mind. Here, let me cut your wings.
I'm going back to the hotel. I've got a headache.
You can't go now. The competition's about to begin.
Here's the money to pay for the dinner. Here's 20. Wait a minute. There's only a $1 bill, 3 dimes, 5 pennies, and a buck. This isn't my purse. I've lost my purse. Barnaby, that purse you found.
Impossible. I can't imagine you without your purse.
It's Vandergelder's 20th. We've got to get out of here.
What am I gonna do? I've never been here before. I don't know anybody here. Stop eating that turkey. I can't pay for it.
Horace, the latest thing of poker, and there's one dancer I particularly want you to see. Rudolph, move our table right down the front, so Mr. Vandergelder can better observe his graceful movement.
Wait a minute, that man, that dancer.
Isn't it wonderful? Talent like that is sure to win solid gold cup.
Come along, Mrs. Malloy. It's been a perfectly wonderful evening, but I'm afraid we're going to have a kind of a excuse me short.
Mimi, a polka. Cornelius, I simply must have one dance.
But Vandergelder's right there. We've got to go.
But we will go. But we'll dance our way out. Wait a minute. Just because I don't have a date doesn't mean I can't dance.
Cornelius Hacker. Mr. Vandergelder. Barnaby Tucker.
Mr. Vandergelder.
Ermengarde! Dolly Levi, this is all you're doing. What are you up to? Mr. Vandergelder, I can explain everything. I don't want any explanations. You're fired!
Officer, arrest that man.
Keep your hands off me!
Now, you're all charged with disturbing the peace, assault and battery, inciting to riot, and several other equally serious violations of the law of the city. Is there anyone here to speak on your behalf? I say, is there anyone here to speak in your behalf? Mrs. Dolly Levi, counselor at law.
Your Honor, the defense rests. No, there is no need to call witnesses, ladies and gentlemen. When I see upon that bench a brow that gleams with honor, whiskers that gleam with bristle with fair play, and a nose. I ask you to take a look at that nose, ladies and gentlemen. A nose that shines in the night like a flaming beacon of justice. Would you turn this way a bit, Your Honor, so we could get a better look at your beacon? A living symbol of the motto of this great land, E proboscis unum. Your Honor, I ask for freedom for my clients and a verdict of guilty for the only real culprit, horse bandicellers of Yonkers, New York.
Dolly!
The one man responsible for these grievous charges of willful destruction of private property.
A curtain torn, a veil of booze, and a solid gold cup bent.
Cruelty to a poor, unfortunate minor. Would you mind repeating that, dear?
Begging your pardon, Mrs. Levi, but if it please the court, I have something to say.
I was just about to call you, Mr. Hackle. Go right ahead.
Cornelius Hackle, if you dare testify against me, I'll have you discharged at once. You've already done that, Mr. Vandergelder. I'll do it again. And you've done it again, too. But even if you hadn't, I'd still say what I have to say. I don't know much about disturbing the peace or inciting to riot, but what I do know is that what happened to me today, which is the most important thing that can happen to a man, might have never have happened if I'd obeyed your orders and stayed in Yonkers, New York. Your Honor, I'm talking about none other than love. What? Do you mean to tell me that you've fallen in love after 33 years because of one night off? No, Mr. Vandergelder. I didn't fall in love with Mrs. Irene Malloy of this city in an evening, an hour. Even that's too long. What's less than a minute?
A second.
And less than that?
A moment.
That's it. I'll go slowly so you can get it all down. It only takes a moment for your eyes to meet, and then your heart knows in a moment you will never be alone again. I held her for an instant, but my arms felt sure and strong. It only takes a moment to be loved a whole life long. Isn't the world full of wonderful things? There I sat cooped up in Yonkers for years and years, and all that time, wonderful people like Mrs. Malloy were walking around New York, and I didn't even know them at all. I don't know if you can all see from where you're sitting. Well, for instance, the way her eye and forehead and cheek all come together up here. Can you? I'll tell you right now, a fine woman is the greatest work of God on earth. You can talk about Niagara Falls and the pyramids. They're not in it at all. Of course, I've seen women before, but today I talk to one equal to equal, and they're so different from men. And they're awfully mysterious, too. I bet you could know a woman for 100 years and never be really sure whether she likes you or not. Today, I've lost so many things. My job, my future, everything that people think is important. I don't care. Even if I have to dig ditches for the rest of my life, I'll be a ditch digger who once had a wonderful day.
I missed a few words back there, Mr. Hackle. Right after it only.
Vandergelder of Yonkers, New York. I am free. God bless you.
You can see the prisoner now, Mrs. Levi.
Well, Horace, there's your life. Without niece, without clerks, without bride, without your purse. Looks like there's only one more thing to say.
If it's to ask me to marry you, never. Not if you ask me 1,000,000 times. Under no circumstances will I ever marry you.
Oh, that wasn't it at all, Horace. All I wanted to say to you was... goodbye.
What?
Goodbye.
Now hold on, Dolly.
It's too late, Horace. I've failed. And when a woman fails, there's nothing else she can say.
Wait!
But...
Hey.
goodbye. 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 Don't try to stop me, Horace, please. Wave your little hand and whisper so long, dearie. You ain't gonna see me anymore. But when you discover that your life is dreary, don't come and knock at my door. Or I'll be all dolled up and singing that song that says you don't. I told you so. So wave your little hand and whisper so long, dearie, dearie, should have said so long ago. 'Cause you treated me so rotten and rough, I've had enough of feeling low. So wave your little hand and whisper so long, dearie, dearie, should have said so long ago. Or I can hear that choo-choo calling me on that fancy new friend. Yes, I can hear that choo-choo calling me on board that happiness express. I'm gonna learn to dance and drink and smoke a cigarette. I'm going as far away from Yonkers as a girl can get. And on those cold winter nights, Horace, you can snuggle up to your cash register. It's a little lumpy, but it rings. Come and knock and I'll be all dolled up and singing that song that says you don't. I told you so. So, Horace, you will find your life a sad old story when you see your Dolly shuffle off to glory. Oh, I should have said so long ago.
I didn't need you then, and I don't need you now. Dolly Levi, you go your way, and I'll go mine. Dolly? Dolly. Dolly! You stabbed Mr. Vandergelder? What? So it's you, is it, Hackle? Come crawling back, have you?
No, Mr. Vandergelder. I just stopped by for my $146.35. You see, I've decided to go into business for myself. And since the only business I know is hay and feed, I'm opening my own store.
And Cornelius has found the perfect location, Mr. Vandergelder, right across the street from you.
So, you think you can compete with the Vandergelders, do you? Well, you just go right ahead and try. So, it's another one come crawling back, is it? And what do you want?
My back salary for the past 4 months, $6.12.
You can't do this to me either. I'll go to the lawyers. I'll get courts.
Well, stand together as I live and breathe. If you aren't handsome in that outfit. So few men nowadays have the courage to wear fine yellow and taupe.
Dolly Gallagher.
I know just what you're going to say, Horace. You're not satisfied with Ernestina. Well, I found you another girl, the ideal wife. But don't let me interrupt you. You were doing something. What were you doing?
Getting Cornelius's money, Dolly. $146.
And 35 cents.
Plus $6.12 of mine.
And then there's the money my mother left with me.
$52.48. 38.
48.
All right. If it's the money you want, it's upstairs in the safe. It's about time we got my money.
Miss Vandergelder's money. Like the sun we walk under, it can kill or cure. Vandergelder's never tired of saying that most of the people in the world are fools. And in a way, he's right, isn't he? Himself, Irene, Cornelia, myself. Yes, we're all fools, and we're all in danger of destroying the world in our folly. But the surest way to keep us out of harm is to give us the 4 or 5 human pleasures that are our right in the world. And that takes a little money. The difference between a little money and an enormous amount of money is just enormous. It's all in how you use it. As my husband, Ephraim Levi, used to say, money, pardon the expression, is like manure. It's not worth a thing unless you spread it around, encouraging young things to grow. Anyhow, that's the opinion of the second Mrs. Vandergelder. Which reminds me, Ephraim, I'm ready for that son.
Well, don't just stand there, idiot. It goes in the front room.
Well, Horace, as I was saying, I found you the ideal wife.
Dolly Gallagher, I don't want no ideal wife. If I wanted an ideal wife, I'd go out and I'd find one myself. And I found it. And it's you, damn it.
Why, Horace?
I know I've been a fool about Mrs. Malloy and that other woman, but Dolly, forgive me and marry me.
Horace, stop right there.
What's the matter?
You know as well as I do, Horace, that you're the first citizen of Yonkers, and your wife would have to be a somebody. Answer me. Am I a somebody?
You are a wonderful woman.
Oh, you're partial. No, it won't be enough for you to load your wife with money and jewels and insist she be a benefactress to half the town. By the way, it's bad business letting Cornelius open a store right across the street from you. Better take him back and let him be your partner.
Partner?
And Barnaby can have Cornelius' old job.
Now, hold on, Dolly.
Then we can all be together so we can dance at Ermengarde's wedding.
That's it, Dolly. You've gone too far. I will not dance at any weddings. Besides, I don't know how, and it would take weeks, months, years to learn. All right. I'll dance.
Horace, I never thought I'd hear you say a thing like that.
Well, not now, idiot. Upstairs.
Horace Vandergelder, what is going on up there?
Oh, nothing. I just thought I'd have the front room done over in blue wallpaper.
Horace.
Oh, I know the old wallpaper ain't worn out yet, but that man's just set up in business and needs a good start. You see, Dolly, I've always felt that money, pardon the expression, is like manure. It isn't worth a thing unless...
Thank you, Ephraim.
Hello.